Hi, this is Charles Stone. You're watching Bruno's Quarantine Hour.
Hi, this is Sam Thompson, and you're watching Bruno's Quarantine Hour.
Hi, this is Vito Morrow from the Dreamers Show Band, and welcome to Bruno's Quarantine Hour.
Hey everyone, Marco Spadafora here from the Casino Brothers. You are watching the Quarantine Hour.
Hi, I'm Mike Shell from the Uptown Horns, and you're watching the Quarantine Hour.
Come on. That's right. Come on. Oh yeah. This is the Quarantine Hour. Welcome. The show will begin momentarily. Follow, like, and subscribe to Bruno Nesci on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome your host, Bruno Nesci.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Quarantine Hour. To all of my faithful audience watching there in Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and iCloud, iTunes, whatever you want to call it, land. I love you guys all across the internet. Remember something. As an Italian, I tell you, I love you and nobody else, eh? Remember that. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show tonight. We got a great show ahead of us. Once again, that the Quarantine Hour is sponsored by the Penticton Elvis Festival. So I got to repeat this every time, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that this year it's been postponed due to the COVID-19. So the dates originally were the 24th to the 27th of June. Now it has been moved to the 23rd through to the 26th of 2022. I was going to say 1922, but that was sort of my stupid mistake. So, ladies and gentlemen, 2022, ladies and gentlemen, the Penticton Elvis Festival. Be there. It's a great time. It's so great, you'd be able to recognize it in this commercial. I really love that commercial. I got to say, when I was working on that commercial with a friend of mine, it really brought the Pink Panther into me because I thought I was that private investigator kind of thing with the music. I really loved it. So that was the Penticton Elvis Festival, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, once again, that it is June 23rd to the 26th of 2022. Make sure you move your hotel rooms and get all that stuff ready and organized for next year. You never know, I might just be there. And once again, so tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we got a great show ahead of us. As I posted all week, it might get a little hot and heavy on the show today. There might be some serious conversations going on. I got two very good friends of mine, Dan Barella from Staten Island, New York, and I got my good buddy that lives about 40 minutes away from my house, Mr. Eric Evangelista from Barrie, Ontario. Both of them are multi-award winning tribute artists. Normally on my show, I tell you, everybody, I bring the best of the best guests on here. Now, today I brought these two guys. Why? Because first off, they work like dogs. They perfect their art probably a heck of a lot more than I do. I know for one thing, they both shave, except Eric. I can't remember. Does Eric shave? No, he didn't shave tonight. But that's one thing that I normally do is I try to shave, but I try to be my own person. But we got a great audience here tonight on the Quarantine Hour. Tonight we're going to get into some discussions about what happens truly backstage, what happens through the events. And we're not talking about one specific event. Let me get that clear. We're talking about all the events that we have been to. There's, every event has positives and negatives. We're going to talk about all that kind of stuff and give you the inside scoop of all of that. But before we get into all of that, this week, ladies and gentlemen, there was a tragedy in the Elvis world. We lost a fellow Elvis tribute brother, Jason Alfano Baglio. You might know him through his Facebook page as Alfano. But Jason Baglio was an awesome person, a beautiful singer, a beautiful person in general. So as an idea from actually Dan Barella mentioned the other day that we should tribute him, and it was such a great idea to do so because he's well-deserved of this. On behalf of myself, Eric, Dan Barella, and all the Elvis tribute artists, we send this special video out to Jason and his family. Jason, you're always in our prayers, and Heidi and the rest of you guys, we love you so much. We can't wait to see you guys and give you a real hug. We're sorry for everything that's going on in your lives right now. And this video was prepared especially for you.
You never stood in that man's shoes or saw things through his eyes, or stood and watched with helpless hands while the heart inside you dies. So help your brother along the way, no matter where he starts. For the same God that made you, made him too.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm is a golden sky, and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with a hope in your heart, and you let walk on with a hope in your heart, and you never walk alone. You'll walk on with a hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk
So, Jason, that goes out to you. I'm not going to say my brother, but I'm going to say our brother on behalf of all the Elvis tribute artists. You know, ladies and gentlemen, if you weren't in any of the videos, I'm sorry. I put this video together. I went through Jason's Facebook and as many pages I could find pictures, and I wanted to put this together for him. It was totally for you. So we're just going to give a quick moment of silence for Jason because he deserves so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Jason, we miss you, brother. Heidi, you know, we're all here for you. Whatever you need, you can message any one of the ETAs out there. We're all here for you. We love you, hon. Special prayers and thoughts go out to you and your family. And so, ladies and gentlemen, going on with the show tonight, because my quarantine hour is all about the truth, and it's about making the fans happy and knowing and being involved with us on what we do in the quarantine hour and what happens at all the events worldwide. Now, we're not just talking about Canada or the U.S. We're talking worldwide. My two guests that I have tonight are multi-award-winning tribute artists. And before I introduce each of them, I'm going to play a little video clip of them. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you all the way from Staten Island, New York, he is, and I'm going to talk to him about this, but he is, as a Staten Islander, as a New Yorker, he is a Canadian champion at the Collingwood Elvis Festival. Here is Mr. Dan Brilla.
Gentlemen, we're going to get our non-professional concert ears winner out here to sing you one more song. Let's give him some noise, Mr. Dan Brilla.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Cannot believe how excited I am. Sing along with me, please. Can understand me when everything I do is wrong. You give me hope in isolation. You give me strength to carry on, and you're always there to lend a hand in everything I do. That's the wonder and all. And when you smile, the world is brighter. You touch my hand and I'm a king. Your kiss to me is worth a fortune. Your
Thank you for coming to Collingwood. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Barella.
Hey, bello verdete, my friend. Bello verdete. Yeah, a little Italian to start it off.
You got to start it off. DB, actually, you right away. Look at that. Your first comment that came up about you was from some guy that I don't know where I know him from, Michael Chambliss. He says he loves Dan Barella. I don't know. There's something funny about that.
I love that guy, Michael Chambliss.
Hey, he's not bad, eh?
He taught me everything I know.
Oh.
I saw the comments. Thank you, Michael. You're too kind. And I will mail you the money tomorrow for saying that. Thank you.
I was just about to say I paid him to say that.
Yeah.
So, Dan, how are you during this pandemic? How are you, my brother?
I'm doing okay. Counting my blessings. You know what? It could always be worse.
You could say that again.
Yeah.
You could say that again. How's the wife?
Christine is good. She's probably watching. Hey, Chris. She's around somewhere. Yeah. She's making the gubba deal and the broccoli. I speak Staten Italian.
It's Staten Italian.
It's not the proper Italian.
The antipasti and the braciole.
Yeah, of course. You know, the bassets, everything.
So, unfortunately, going the way things are going, unfortunately, we lost a fellow ETA this week, and it's really sad. You've known Jason for quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah, I was actually I was in Louisiana last week, working for Nick Perkins, emceeing his festival. And Jason was there, and we were trying to get together. We wanted to have dinner, but I was only there for a short time, and he had a show, and I did get to speak with him for a little while. And like I said, had I known that would be the last time I was going to see him, I would have hugged him a little longer. Just devastated, heartbroken. And I know Heidi is watching, and she knows we love her, and we're always here for her to lean on, and she knows she can call me or Christine anytime. She can vent. It's just a tragedy.
Yeah, we all feel the same way for Heidi. We're all here for her, and it's a sad thing that happened. But the best as we can do is be there for her, be there during this time. That's the most we could do for her right now until we could see her and actually give her a hug.
That's right.
I hear someone saying that there's an echo on your microphone, which we're going to try to fix that right now, ladies and gentlemen. That might be a lot better. So,
testing.
1,
2, 3, 4.
So we'll play it by ear and we'll see what happens. So Dan, yes, the echo is bad. Well, let me see. We're going to try to fix that, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
I don't understand why we get an echo, but we'll figure them up.
I could do my Lou Gehrig impersonation. Okay. Today, I consider myself. Now I hear the echo. That's all right.
So, Dan, you've been in the Elvis world for a long time.
16 years, 17 years.
16 years, almost as much as me. I still got it on top of you and Eric. But now, the Elvis world, we have a lot of positives and negatives in the Elvis world. It's a given. That's every business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in 16 years, you've learned, you have a lot of awards under your belt, which I give you kudos for that.
Thank you.
What have you, what has it taken you to get where you are today? As an Elvis tribute artist?
I think the most important thing, you have to be honest with yourself. And you learn real quick. I don't want this to come off weird, but where you fall or where you belong in the industry. And the way I look at it, there's guys, way up there. The Cody Slaughters, Sean Clush, Dean, Bill Cherry. I don't want to leave anyone out, but guys that when they walk on stage, you're like, oh my God, it's Elvis. I've never been one of those guys. For me, it took the total package, a lot of work in it. And I was fine with that because I know what I look like and what I sound like. And I think it's important to realize that.
Dan, sorry to ask you this. Can you lower your microphone on your?
Of course.
I think that's what it is. I think it's just picking up your in general echo.
Hang on one second. I'll do it on my computer.
1 minute it goes and then it comes back.
All right, let's try this. And
Which
I'll do
I'm
it this
sorry,
way.
ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm sorry. This is new. This is new for everybody. With this program, it's sort of on a new scale. It's not a program used every day. So, and Dan is in Staten Island. My other partner's in Barrie. So for him, he's got the sheeps and the goats. Dan's got the buildings and all that in New York. Dan, are you there?
Is the echo any worse? Any better?
I don't know, but we're gonna figure it out. For me, I don't hear an echo. Apparently, everybody else does. Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Mary just commented. You saw that and said hi, Dan.
Yes. I see the echo is back. We apologize for the echo.
Yeah, exactly. We're sorry. Someone's in the Grand Canyon, double echo. Go backing on what you were saying. What did it take you to prepare to become where you're at today?
Well, when I first got in this business, I'm sure a lot of ETA tell you, and even you know, you think you're ready. You think you're great. You go to a festival. I got this. I'm working. I'm prepared. And then you show up and you realize, wow, there's a lot of talented people here, and you kind of get kicked in the face a little bit. So then you realize you have to do the work. You have to look good. You have to study Elvis, and that's what people need to remember. It's an Elvis contest. It's not a singing contest. It's not a comedy contest or a dance contest. It's an Elvis. It's all based on Elvis. I've seen some guys with 3-octave range that were just amazing, but they weren't necessarily Elvis. And they were upset with the results. But for me, I realized this. So I got to try to be as close to Elvis, whether it's his mannerisms or it's just studying and putting the work in. And it's all about the people who are coming to see the show and paying the money. I think they should have a fair representation, because they're the ones who are making it all possible. We still got the echo? Now you're muted. Now I can't hear you, Bruno. I can't hear you, buddy. My phone's on. Let me see if I can raise my volume. Nothing. What if I take the headphones out? Let's try this.
Sorry, I'm talking and I had my microphone muted and everything. Dan, can you hear me? Okay, now, Dan, you have yourself muted. That's why. So Dan Barella has himself muted right now. I don't know how he muted himself. There you go. That's better. So Dan, the problem was on my end. I did a show yesterday with Will Chalmers at one of the buildings here in Pickering, and I used the same mixer, and I had a setting touched on it. That's why there was a major echo. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not the end of the world.
I'm sorry. And so Dan, you brought up a valid point. You gotta. It's a part of time where you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say you got to be honest with yourself, right? And you studied Elvis because you wanted to become at a certain caliber. Now, 16 years later, you're a past Collingwood champion. You've done quite a bit. Where else have you won?
Finally won Lake George.
Lake George.
I've actually finished second 9 times in my ETA career.
Hey, that's not a big deal.
I've won in Epic, Kurt Brown's contest. I've been second in Dewey Beach 5 times. I'm the perennial bridesmaid, but that's okay. I'm there. It's all right. Hey, we all can't win. It never really bothered me that much.
Actually, I remember. I'll never forget when you won in Lake George. Christine's face. I've never seen her run so fast.
9 years to win. Took me 9 years to win. You did a good job. But you did a killer job. Thank you.
Now we've spent some time together. We've known each other for a long time. We've spent some time together. We actually stayed in the same house in Collingwood together.
Yes.
And I've seen you get ready for events, and I've seen you host. I've actually performed with you at different after parties and stuff like that. How do you like the whole hosting stuff?
I love it. That's what I love to do, because I've been a DJ for years, wedding DJ and everything. So introducing people and getting things going, being on the mic, it's what I enjoy doing. Improv is my thing. I'm really not good scripted, but just working off the cuff, as you know. And it's I enjoy the hosting part and featuring other guys and bringing them up and telling them a little about them. It's my thing.
Well, you do a good job, and just in case the Elvis fans and my friends don't know this, Dan doesn't only sing Elvis music; he sings a wide variety of music. He does a great that Tom Jones song, I who have nothing.
I who have nothing. Yeah, I love that. I did cover bands for years. Did the whole Bon Jovi thing and Sinatra. I do Elwood and the Blues Brothers.
Exactly. So you do a lot of varieties.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to take you off the screen now, and then we're going to bring in Eric Evangelista, and we're going to get into some of these, what happens at these festivals.
Sure.
And I think there's no better two people that I know than you and Eric that have been to so many festivals, have rocked so many stages, that could really shed a lot of light to the fans of really what we go through at these festivals. Like, there's a lot of gold, but it's a lot of smoke and mirrors too at the same time.
Yeah.
So, as I said, no better two people to bring it up than you and Eric. So, DB, I'm going to take you off the screen, and I'm going to bring Eric up for a few minutes. I'm going to have a chat with him, and then we're going to get into it, all three of us together, with the Elvis tribute debate. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Dan Barella. We're going to bring him back out in just a few moments. But before I bring him back out, ladies and gentlemen, this Elvis tribute artist that I'm going to bring back, it's funny enough, I was the first person to put a microphone in his hands. I got to take that right now. I met him, I want to say about 11 or 12 years ago, but I want to say 12 years ago this year, at the Collingwood Elvis Festival. And I sort of groomed him into an Elvis tribute artist, but it didn't take long for him to come fifth after 6 months in his first contest. After that, he won multiple contests. And then at the same time, Itchy and Scratchy, me and him, both won the Collingwood Elvis Festival, pro and non-pro division in 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my good buddy, Eric Evangelista.
I
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Eric Evangelista, and look who we got on the screen with us today.
Oh, wow. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Ri, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, buddy. First, I'd like to give my condolences to the Baglio family. I can only imagine what they're going through right now. It's pretty sad and disturbing to have someone fall to other people's ignorance and stupidity. So, my deepest condolences to all the family. And again, thank you for having me. And I'm glad you got me and Dan Burrell on here tonight.
Yeah, I figured I'd get the two Watt brothers on here. In the Elvis world, let's be honest here, we have a lot of Elvis tribute artists that are Italian.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. And also, don't forget, that was the videos you showed, Dan Brella, that was in 2014. He passed the torch on to me in the non-pro division in 2015.
That's right.
That was the year before.
Eric, you actually have a comment here. You have a comment here from from my sponsor, actually, Brenda from the Penticton Elvis Festival, which this is a good compliment because she doesn't hand out compliments too often. And she said you were really good. She said you have a fantastic voice.
I tell her I thank you so much. Actually, I think she messaged me about coming out to Penticton. It's on my to-do list, that's for sure. When all this is all behind us. Hi, Brenda. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So, Eric, I know because I talk to you and I speak to you all the time and we see each other all the time. But how are you doing, just for the Elvis fans to know, how are you doing through this pandemic?
Good. Everything's been good, but it's been tough for everybody. I mean, it sucks we can't be out there performing for everybody, and you get kind of cold about it, but I can't wait to shed the 10 pounds I put on through COVID and get back out there and see all the Elvis fans and all my ATA friends and brothers that I miss seeing. You talk about it, but it's great when we all get together like that. There's a lot behind the scenes that does happen, and a lot of the guys are like brothers, and we do help each other out and stuff like that. So I miss all the guys and being back there and getting ready for this the competitions and stuff.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yes, I have to say thank you. You're right. You did. You were the key to getting me started in the Elvis world. Yep, you're right. Never had a mic in my hand. Yeah, you did. So I thank you for that.
Sorry, I'm just pulling out my phone. I pulled out my phone because Dan Burrell is doing something real stupid in the green room. So what I did is I took some pictures of it so I could post it on Facebook later.
Oh, that's great. He's probably doing something behind my back, like always. But it's all in good fun. I love him. He's a great man. His whole family, Christine, I miss them. I do a lot with them. We do get together a lot, actually. I go to a lot of festivals that Dan Burrell is at. We like getting together, so I miss. So we got some going on this year for sure, hopefully.
I'm hoping to see him. If I don't see him in Memphis, I'll see him in Ocean City for sure. Eric, you've been I'm gonna set something straight for a lot of Elvis fans, and please don't look at me in a bad way when I say this.
No.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the Elvis fans. I don't want them to look bad at me in any way when I say this. I am, ladies and gentlemen, the guy who probably does the least amount of homework when it comes to Elvis. I'm the guy that hardly ever rehearses. Eric says it all the time. I've done more singing now during this quarantine than I have in the last 22 years of my Elvis career.
That's true.
Eric, since I've known him 12 years this year?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
In 12 years, ladies and gentlemen, he crams so much Elvis down his throat, in his brain. There's nothing this guy doesn't know about Elvis. Eric,
well, I wouldn't say that.
This is all before you even started Elvis.
I've been like I said, I think you and Dan were touching a bit on that. It was great what Dan had said, but yeah, you have to know you're playing tribute to, by far, like a legend, well known around the world, something that, and someone who can never ever be duplicated. But I've always said it. I know I've said it to you 1,000 times. Elvis gave us the picture. We just have to trace trace it all out and redo what he did. And for the fans, I mean, I remember I told you when I started that I was going to Collingwood long before I was an Elvis tribute artist, and I knew that the guy up there wasn't Elvis, but I wanted him to bring me back to a moment because obviously I never got to see Elvis live. So, for that tribute artist to be up there and give me one moment of Elvis is all you can ask for. because you can never. We're never gonna ever. There is nobody. I don't care who you talk about that can ever replace or compare to or have what it takes to shine Elvis's boots. I mean, that was definitely something incredible, right? I mean, that's once in a lifetime. I don't think there's ever anybody that's gonna be as good as he ever was.
Yeah, you know, Elvis
In a short period of time too. So
yeah, Elvis was a very unique person that nobody could ever replicate
No.
or take his place.
no, as tribute artists, we just do our best.
Now, Eric, I know this about you
Yeah.
because we just spoke about it that we're even going to do some tomorrow. But
Yeah.
what do you do to prepare yourself for a festival? That's what I want to know. That's the key word.
Well, as anyone, if Marco Spadafora is listening from Casino Brothers, he'll tell you I'm probably the last guy that likes to submit his songs.
Oh, all the
because
festivals know that.
I'm always
Festivals
literally
in
the
general.
last. Yeah.
So
Flaming
Brenda,
Star.
I'm gonna warn you now. When Eric does sign up for Penticton, he's gonna get his song. You're gonna get his songs like the day before.
Yeah, Flaming Star. They can tell you. I definitely. I like to. We're always learning new songs. We're always working on something, and if you you work hard at it, sometimes you feel like maybe a song wasn't ready, and all of a sudden you start working at it more and more, and it just seems like it's some song I want to do. So yeah, I spend weeks sometimes singing songs, and I make a list of songs I'd like to do for a competition, something different sometimes. Like you showed the festival in Collingwood, the other two gentlemen and tribute artists that I competed to with against that year. I knew them, I studied them, I even knew what kind of songs they might even prepare themselves for. So I knew we were going to do like the later '70s Elvis. So I wanted to come in, and I actually chose to do Elvis, and that's the way it is. That's why the songs I did were Just Pretend and Suspicious Minds. So, you're in a competition. You got to know who you're going up against. Everyone's there to do their best. And, obviously winning a festival is something, I'll never forget Collingwood. That's for sure.
Well, Collingwood was the first festival I met you at, and you pretty well finished with the Collingwood Elvis Festival. Like, you finished with a bang. You won the non-pro division. Then you won, I remember after 6 months of you starting as a tribute artist, we put you in the one of the most friendliest contests around with Bill Gallant's festival. The Rock and Roll Remembers in Barrie, and you placed sixth or fifth.
Fifth, yeah. Never sang a no in front of anybody.
And exactly, never singing
just
before.
You.
And you did it. You made it to the finals. You got fifth, and that was a great accomplishment. But then you won festivals all over. Oh, Marco Spadafora just commented, "It's over. We can't do that song."
Yes, that's another one. Marco, learn it.
So,
love Marco.
The Casino Brothers, Marco Spadafora, ladies and gentlemen. We'll show a video later on. And actually, Marco and the Casino Brothers are actually the backing band for the two videos I played today. Both years at the Collingwood Elvis Festival with Eric and with Dan Barella. There was the Casino Brothers there. And I think that's why the three of us ended up winning the festivals in general, is the band.
The band, always the band.
Always the band.
Thank the band.
Thank
always
the
band.
You got a comment. Eric has beautiful eyes from Dan Barella.
Oh, thank you. Oh, tell him he's got sexy gray hair.
He heard that. So, never mind that. Games aside, jokes aside, Eric, you've won contests all across, literally across the world. You've traveled throughout the States, throughout Canada, and you've competed, and you've done very well for yourself. And there's so much more coming to you because I know you deserve it.
Collingwood is the only festival that I never made the finals. The years that I was going, and then 2015, I was honored to make the finals and then end up winning it. But I'll be honest with you, I have to say it's my own little horn tooting time. But I've done very well. I've never not made the finals. I'll be honest with you. I've enjoyed always making it to the Sunday round. But I'm not saying you're not always gonna win them. But I've been honored to make it there. So
just making the finals alone is a huge accomplishment.
Huge.
And then
huge.
And then when you place, it just brings it brings your self-esteem, it brings your ego, it brings everything up another notch. And
100%.
It deserves it. You deserve it.
Thank you.
The thing that what can I say? The thing that I love about you and your tribute is you actually work on what you're doing. So if you pick 4 songs. You'll practice for 6 months before those festivals, those 4 songs, until
Oh
you're
yeah.
perfect. And
I'll watch him
you
on.
watch
I'll
the
watch the
videos.
videos. I try to learn the moves. Elvis's mannerisms when he did the songs. He had very gentle mannerisms. Sometimes it wasn't a lot like people think. Elvis, especially in the '70s, there were songs that Elvis moved like crazy. But there was a lot Elvis did just walking the
But not,
stage, and
yeah, but
he
not
captured
every
people.
yeah, not every song was poke salad.
No, exactly. So it's very hard when you get the chance to do Suspicious Minds poke salad. You get a little bit easier way of trying to represent Elvis because the fans can relate. When you start doing
Exactly.
the ballads, you got to remember it's all vocals. It's all Elvis's little gentle mannerisms and capturing the crowd. So
100%.
Elvis was very talented that way. I mean, you know, it's not an easy
Nobody
thing. If you
yeah,
got to be an
Elvis was a
Elvis
very
fan
unique
first.
person.
Oh
He
yeah, but you
was.
got to be an Elvis fan first. I always say, a lot of
100%.
people a lot of people say, they're great at karaoke and singing Elvis in karaoke, and that's great. But I always say if you're gonna play a tribute to the King, then you should represent him on and off stage. His mannerism, his generosity, his kindness. That's why I love to be with the ETAs. I just figure that's how we have to be. It's just the way it should be.
Oh no, 100%. You know, the thing is the one thing that I do like about you, Eric, is for years from the day one you started, we made arrangements in Collingwood on the Sunday. We said, okay, at the end of July, because you wanted 2 weeks to get Elvis out of your system, kind of thing. You said at the end of July, August, I'll come, we'll get together, we'll sing. And the first thing you said to me was Bruno. And ladies and gentlemen, we're talking 12 years ago, so I never went to school because Eric picked me up at school almost every day. So I hardly ever went to school. So I don't know my math, but I was young, and Eric thought, like, how the hell did I put my career kind of thing in a teen's hands? I have 15 years old, and he's thinking like, okay, whatever. And he asked me, the first thing he said to me was, if I don't do Elvis justice, just tell me and I won't even bother.
No, I'll just continue to be a fan. Always going to be a fan.
I didn't even give him that chance. He ordered a jumpsuit within like the first week, and away we went.
Now 16 later.
16
jumpsuits later. Yeah.
So Eric, we have Dan waiting in the green room, and I want to talk to you and Dan.
He's
together.
probably picking his nose, but it's okay.
Dan right now, no, he's staring at the screen. Before he was he was goofing around in the green room, but now he's just sitting there patiently like a good boy. And
he's a great man. He's a great man. I love him.
You got so many comments here, Eric, about you. Amber Gallant commented and said, to describe Eric in 2 words, humble motivator.
Oh, tell her I love her. She's a sweetheart.
I don't have to tell her. She could hear you.
I love you, Amber.
And so, Eric, we're going to get into a little bit of a discussion now
about
what happens at the events, what you guys deserve, what everybody deserves, and sometimes what we get and sometimes what we don't get. So we'll be right back with Eric Evangelista and Dan Barella. So we'll be right back, Eric.
All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the show where I told you it might get a little bit heated. It might get a little bit frustrating for Eric and for Dan and for the fans because, these Elvis festivals, they go on. First of all, we're not mad. We're not angry at the festivals. We love you guys because, honestly, without the festivals, we wouldn't have anything to perform at in regards to like events where we could all be together and party. So first off, I want to say everybody, Penticton, Flaming Star, Niagara Falls, anything that Sherry Management does, Kevin Wick and everybody at Quick Productions, Cody, everybody, this is nothing against you guys. It's nothing personal. Ronnie Craig, it's nothing personal. We just talk to the fans. We love you guys. Without your festivals, Elvis's name wouldn't be traveling as much as it does. So what we're trying to do is just bring a little bit of awareness of things that happen. Tweed. I can't forget Tweed. I wear Tweed everywhere I go. I love you guys. Tweed. See it? Tweed Elvis Festival, 2-time winner. Right there. It's nothing personal. It's just the feelings about a lot of the Elvis tribute artists. We're going to bring a lot of positives, and with every positive, you might get a negative. But it's in general. It's in general, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm calling this, ladies and gentlemen, my moment of like the great debate. We got Dan Barella on one side, Eric Evangelista on the other. Hold on. Let's see if we can make a little bit of fun with this one. But we're going to do this like pure. Dun, 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 dun. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, come on. Can it get any better than this? We got the U.S. versus Canada over here. No, I can't do that. It's all in good fun. You know, it's all in great respect. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring to my stage, ladies and gentlemen, my two very good friends, Dan Barella. There he is. And
I'm still here.
And my good buddy, Eric Evangelista. And I'm going to go in the
Hello.
middle before
Hey, DB, what's up, my friend?
Hey, that's my buddy. How are you?
I'm going to get in the middle before they get into a fight.
Oh,
no, not with Eric.
Actually, Dan and I, honestly, it's not even a debate because Dan and I feel the same way about a lot of these the festivals. They're phenomenal. They're great. There's nothing really bad. I mean, but yeah, Dan and I are on the same page.
I just want to go on record as saying Eric is one of the best human beings I have ever met. You can't find a decent guy and a loyal friend. You're a good guy.
Yeah,
and Bruno,
I love you. You're the same.
You're getting there, Bruno. You're getting there. You know.
He's drinking for us.
We love you, buddy.
Thanks.
Yeah, we love you. Yeah.
You know I'm only busting your chops, but Eric, no, you're gold. Both of you guys.
You're gold.
No, Eric,
yeah, you
Eric,
are,
Eric is, I gotta say, you know, the two of you. I'm not gonna. I've known Eric, as I said, from day one. Dan, I've known you for quite a long time, also, and I gotta say, the two of you are just golden people. I love the both of you. Even my wife loves the both of you guys.
Oh, we love your wife too.
She likes you guys more than she likes me.
Well, I get that.
Yeah.
So,
don't they all?
So guys, you know, we do a lot of festivals. We see a lot of ups and we see a lot of downs. Dan, you know, I'm going to start with Eric on this one because he lives closer than Staten Island. Eric, if you had to say a positive, we'll start with a positive. We'll start really nicely here. If you start with a positive, what do you like? Did you notice that, ladies and gentlemen, that he had to light a cigarette for this part of the show?
You know what, Bruno? First of all, I want to say to everybody that does these festivals, there is a ton of preparation that goes into it. We as at ETAs, we just show up. We get our schedules. They had to plan all that stuff. So in a positive, they put a ton of time. I know I spoke to Rosemary from Collingwood. She says she basically closes the festival. 2 weeks later, she starts again for the following year. So I'm sure that all the Festival Flaming Star, Tweed, they all have to do the same thing, right? So there's in positive, these guys are just phenomenal for doing it and bringing everybody together. And, you know, it's great to be able to get together with our ETAs because Dan is in Staten Island. Unless we have these competitions, either I go there or he comes here, we never get to see each other. So
you said that perfectly. So now, Dan, I'm going to move to you now. I want you to give us a positive from your side of the border kind of thing of what you think about these festivals on a positive note. We'll start really soft.
Oh, without a doubt, the friends you make. I mean, I wouldn't have friends from Canada, Brazil, England, Greece, all over the world, all from Elvis Presley, from being a fan. And for me, that's what it's all about. You know, winning is great. Competing and being successful is great. But it's just the thrill of doing it and the people you meet and the relationships you make. I met you guys. You know, you become brothers. So it's that's what I love about it. You know?
And where else can you go, Bruno? Where else can you go and actually be together with hundreds, thousands of people that are all die-hard Elvis fans?
Yep.
Where do you
enjoying
go?
The same
There's
thing.
nobody.
Yeah.
There isn't anybody. There isn't anybody else that they have this for. There's not one singer, one band, only Elvis.
100%.
So, right?
So now, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're going to have a little bit of fun. You know, I want to get both of your opinions on this one. I go to a lot of festivals. And ladies and gentlemen, take this to truth. Eric, I put a microphone in his hand, ladies and gentlemen, and he beat me in the first time I competed as a non-professional. Now, I give him that every time I see him. He actually beat me in Collingwood. I think it was 2012. 2011 or 2012. He beat me in Collingwood. And at that moment, ladies and gentlemen, I decided that I was going to bypass the non-pro category, and I went pro. And because I said
the rest is history.
I said, you know what? I can't get beaten by the guy that I taught. So, because it was one of those things that he did what I said, not what I did. So, which was a good thing. And so, what I've noticed at these festivals is the non-pros and the pros put in the same amount of work. But
I think so.
The biggest thing that I heard is that at festivals they judge non-pro and pro differently. How do you feel about that?
Who are you asking?
Both of you. But let's start with Eric first.
I don't agree. At the end of the day, whether non-pro or pro, you put a ton of work into it. I'm not taking anything away from the pros because they're phenomenal, without a doubt. The non-pros have to work just as hard. I have a full-time job, so I'm not out singing everywhere. So, I don't agree. I think that a judge should judge. Their job is to find the best Elvis tribute artist for that weekend. And sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to lose.
Let it be non-pro or pro. It should be all the same. Dan, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you're all supposed to be judged against Elvis. So you're either good or you're not. And as far as when I started, I was explained that a non-pro meant someone who made less than 70% of their yearly salary not doing Elvis. If you make 70% or more, you were considered a professional. And technically, it had nothing to do with talent. I had a full-time job. I worked for the Transit Authority for 30 years. So I was always competing as a non-pro. For another reason, I have a lot of friends that do this professionally, and that's all they do. And I never wanted to take a spot away or an opportunity for them to earn some money away from them. So I would be happy in a non-pro and competing. My ego wasn't like, oh, I got to be a pro. Some guys might not agree with me, but it was just, for me, it's okay. And I never thought that you should be judged different because it's not about talent. It's about employment. 100%. And that's how it was explained to me. Because I remember one time someone said to me, oh, you're good enough to be in the pro. And I was like, I didn't understand that. I was like, it doesn't matter. I'm in the non-pro because I don't do this full time. I do this my weekends, my vacations. So that's where I was coming from. But no, I definitely don't think it should be judged any differently.
Guys, we only have 18 people watching right now. Like, the numbers crashed drastically. We were at over almost 100, and the numbers crashed like down to 18 because someone filed a dispute that they own all the material in this thing, but they don't realize that it's live.
What?
That's okay. We still have 18.
We love you, 18.
We still have to entertain 18.
That's kind of weird, but I'll deal with that afterwards. I want to continue the show. It's such valid points. There was another thing that I wanted to bring up, and it was the fact of the non-pros not entertaining the finals in any festivals. They do these shows, they do these contests, the non-pros and the pros, and then the pro might come back. Like, I know this is what I like about the Penticton Elvis Festival. They don't bring back any of their champions the year after. They just continue with their headline shows. But what I notice is that a lot of the festivals, they'll bring back their pro, and the pro will do a small set in the next year's festival, but they never bring back the non-pros. How do you both feel about that? Start with Dan Barella this time.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, sometimes the non-pros are kind of like redheaded stepchildren of the, you get like, oh, okay, you were the non-pro, and I guess from a human standpoint, you'd like to get a little more recognition, but that's just the way it is. There's I guess you need the tag of professional for to sell tickets. I don't know. It's just it would be nice.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I would.
Well, but it really doesn't bother me. But since you asked, it's just I notice it. Yeah, you could I can be honest. You've gone into a con. I've been to contests that I wasn't even competing in, just watching, and I've said, "Geez, some of these non-pros are better than the guys in the professional division."
100%.
And it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So as you guys are talking, I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm filing the Facebook dispute, but Eric,
Yeah.
I've had this chat with you on numerous times. How do you
Numerous.
feel about this? I want the Elvis fans to know how you feel about this.
Again, and this is not against any festival. If you choose not to, then
this is just in general.
and this is strictly an opinion. Again, if you've chosen not to, as a festival, return and bring back any of your champion. I mean, if you're like an EP qualifier and you sent this guy to the Ultimate, I think it's only fair that he comes back and entertains the fans. He's the guy that represented you or going to represent you in or had represented you in the Ultimate. But I also feel like that non-pro and that that the non-pro should be up there too. I just think that that was last year's festival. They should get some recognition up there, and if they're good enough to win your festival, then they should be good enough to get a 15-20 minute set. Your pro should get his 45 to an hour set, and then obviously they bring all these great tributes. I mean, like Bill Cherry or Dean Z and Sean Clark, and give them their show. I mean, everyone's there. They're going to sell the tickets, obviously, 100%. But yeah, it's great sometimes just to get that recognition as you're somebody in the Elvis world, right? I mean, we work hard to get there.
Yeah, 100%.
So sometimes just a little recognition, and we pay, so the fans know we pay to join these festivals.
100%.
And so yeah, obviously I believe it. I mean, coming from a non-pros perspective, but I mean, if you're not doing it, you're not doing it.
I just find before I talk about one of the comments. I personally find that it doesn't matter if you're in the non-pro, the pro, if you're in a senior category, the following year if they're going to bring back the pro champion, I think they should bring back the non-pro champion. Even if they don't give them a half-hour set, you know what? Give them a 20-minute set, give them a 10-minute set, even 3-4 songs. You know what? Acknowledge the fact that he moved up from a non-pro to a pro category. It gives them that chance, right? Gives them that
that's
chance.
another thing.
It gets people out of the mind frame of, Eric and Dan Barella are non-pros. I don't believe that.
Honestly,
I believe that every
we show up to these festivals and we sing. Yeah.
Sorry, I believe that every stage you walk on is another step higher on your rank in your belt. Every time you walk on stage, it's another degree of confidence. So why
but
should
also,
you not deserve
Bruno,
to be on that stage?
But also, Bruno, when we go to these competitions, like when I won Collingwood in 2015, I sang 2 songs. I think there was 35 competitors.
You sang 3 songs. You sang Just Pretend, Suspicious Minds, and Can't Stop Loving You.
No, Can't Stop Loving You was my callback after.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
no. In the prelims, I sang 2 songs to make the top 10. I think 1 song to make the top 10, 2 to make the semifinals, and 2 in the finals. The I Can't Stop Loving You video is the song when they announced the champions and they called all their champions back.
Okay.
So you get to sing 5 songs to actually get there, but you're not always singing to the same people, but that only really when you get to sing 2 songs. So sometimes as a non-pro, if you come back and you won it and you come back next year and to sing 5-6 songs, really be able to showcase that to your fans. And and if you don't have a fan out there, you know what? I go to the States, they may not know me, but I get to sing 5-6 songs. You never know.
You never know, 100%.
Right? That's just the way it goes.
You actually, I was going to say just a quick comment. The one thing I do like is, and it's not because Penticton sponsors my show, because to be honest, it was a last minute sign up for me. I signed up while I was actually in Lake George. It was a last minute decision and I didn't know how it worked. Everything's a first come, first serve basis, the songs. And the one thing I did notice talking with other guys is the non-pros and the pros got judged exactly the same. They all got judged towards Elvis. They didn't judge lighter or heavier. And just the only advantage the pro category had was going to the Ultimate. But other than that, it was all the same. And the thing I find is cool, but at the same time, I would have liked it personally because I was their past champion. But the thing is that they don't bring back their past champions to sing. But hopefully Brenda could fix that. Another thing that I want to bring up is I've noticed that a lot of contests in Canada and the States, they don't allow you to talk to your judges or see your judges, interact with them at all. How do you feel about that? We started with Dan. We're going to go back to Eric now.
I like I said, I don't know. I think that if a judge there and he knows what he's got to do or she's got to do, they're going to do it. I've made friends with judges, and I won't lie to you. Some of those I wish I never became friends because they were my hardest scores. They judged me the hardest.
Yeah.
So I have to say, it all depends. If the judge is doing what they're supposed to be doing, you could be buddies and having dinner and going out to dinner every night. But if they're going to do their job, they're going to crucify you. Actually, they're probably more comfortable crucifying you because you think you're friends. They're going to forgive you, or you're going to forgive them.
Yeah, no kidding. Dan Barella, do you have anything to comment on that one?
Yeah, I'm good friends with quite a few judges in the contests, and if you saw the scores they give me, you would think I poisoned their dog.
Isn't that
I was like, yeah, I've never, but I get it because people see you. Oh, he's friends with him, or he's friends with her. They're talking, so the world was full of conspiracy theories.
Of course.
So I understand that entirely. And I guess the producers of the festivals do that to avoid any problems because they're the ones that are going to hear about it. But it's true. I think if I only had my friends voting me, I'd probably have like 2 out of 10 all across the board. It's just sometimes I'd rather it be a stranger. But and that's just human nature,
we could all. I can comment on this. I've sat in a judging panel before. I judged actually at Flaming Star.
Yep.
I got to be honest. Sitting at the judging panel is not an easy job.
Absolutely
you really
not.
got to find it. See me. That's why a lot of festivals might want me as a judge, but at the same time, they really wouldn't think about it. First off, my spelling is horrible.
Yeah, it is.
I agree.
So if I got to leave a comment, you got to double check it, spell check it. But I would be the Simon Cowell of judges. I've done it at Flaming Star, and it's a hard job. And you do have to try to look back and say, Eric is my best friend, but I got to tell him straight. Dan Barella, you did such a great job, but I got to tell you straight, you're my friend. And I could see how hard it is to judge. It really is not easy.
And it puts you in it. And I'm looking at the comments, not to interrupt you, but it could become a conflict of interest. So you're probably better off asking the tribute artists, listen, don't talk with the judges till after the contest is over so we don't have any problems because it could open a Pandora's box.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
It is, like I said, the festival's got to do what they got to do also, in all fairness. So I'm not going to disagree with it. I mean, I think this is something Bruno and I have touched on before. The only thing is I would like to see a set rules across, where you can, one festival you can bring props or use a prop, and then one you can give a scarf, then you can't give a scarf.
Very, very good point. Very good point. I'm glad you brought that up because I've been to some places where I was told I couldn't even talk to the audience. And for me,
I have it right here.
The whole thing,
that was my next question.
The whole thing with Elvis engaged the crowd. Elvis didn't only sing, he interacted. I'm not going to name any festivals, but there's some place, you just go out and you sing. And I'm like, what? I go, that's the right of a producer or a promoter of the festival. They can do what they want. But for me, I like to be able to interact, give out a scarf, put on a funny hat, whatever Elvis did on stage. I would like to see, guys being allowed. And I understand there's time constraints, but
of course.
There's got to be a common ground in there that you can reach. And because it's awfully hard to just walk out, sing your song, and walk off. The score sheets have, then you're showing me a score sheet that has charisma and stage presence in this, but you're not allowed to display any of that because they're kind of handcuffing you. That's just my opinion,
Exactly.
At the end of the day,
Plus, it's hard for us. If you do 5, 6 festivals, and every one of them you could use a guitar or hand out a scarf, and all of a sudden you show up to one that you can't, it's like you have to remember that while you're up there. You get used to doing something a certain way, a certain song that you like to do it at a certain time. So it becomes second nature.
You know,
So sometimes you got to watch that because they'll just rip up your scorecards.
You know.
So there's a lot to it. I'm glad that we had a chance to let.
I lost points in a contest because I gave a scarf after the song. You know,
Well,
it was in the
hold on.
rules, and you get
I'll
caught
make
up.
You guys laugh.
You know,
there's a lot of people watching. Like the show. I guess my dispute went through, so our numbers went up again. Now, I'm gonna make you guys laugh, and I want the fans to know this. Maybe some of you were there when this happened. We're going back. I want to say an easy 12 or 13 years ago. As I said, I've been doing this now for 22 years. Come New Year's, so pretty soon I'm gonna get a pension at this stuff. You know, I was at a festival at the Windsor Festival, which is not around anymore. Sorry that I didn't want to mention names, but had to make it known. So I walk on stage, I make the semifinals, and my jumpsuit. What happened was I was in the middle of poke salad and I cut my nose, so blood went all over my jumpsuit, and I had no suit for the finals. God rest his soul, Gary Elvis Britt lent me his Aloha suit. I walk on stage and this is Gary, remember this. He gave me 2 lays and he said, if you really want to make this authentic, you got to wear these. I walk on stage, they call the top finalists and I didn't make the finals, which I could take my beats, not a problem. But something told me that there was something up with the judging. So I decided to go and I didn't mean it in a bad way to sabotage someone, but someone was going on stage and wearing the Aloha suit, singing the same 2 songs that I did. And I said, you know what? Let me make this perfect. I took the 2 lays off and I put it around his neck. Because reading my score sheets, it said Elvis never wore a lei in the Aloha concert. Hello? Excuse my language. Hey, stupid. Did you ever watch the concert?
Don't get me started.
Now, so I didn't want to sabotage the guy, so I gave him the 2 lays. This gentleman walked on stage. Wait for it. Walks on stage, sang the same 2 songs I did, wore the same suit I did, and won the festival.
Nature of the beast.
Exactly.
And his scoring sheets, believe it or not, his score sheet said, you never looked more authentic than... No, I've never seen someone more authentic. Yeah, that's what happened.
You need that Drake, don't you, buddy?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to mention any names, but I was in the contest years ago, and this didn't happen to me. It happened to another tribute artist. He went on to eventually...
Gentlemen, this is not... By the way, it's not real alcohol.
Iced tea.
I just want everybody to know that.
So this tribute artist went on to eventually win the ultimate. But in this contest years ago, he sang Suspicious Minds, and he was fantastic. He didn't make the finals. And he had asked one of the judges, just out of curiosity, what should I have done more to have done better in the contest? And the judge told him, you didn't move around enough. He did Suspicious Minds. It was like, were they looking for Jailhouse Rock? So, that stuff comes down to an individual who just maybe isn't really qualified, and that's just life. It happens. But I just thought that was funny because he was exhausted. He was soaking wet. He working it. And if this ETA is watching, he'll remember this. It was in Atlantic City, and he's a fantastic ETA. And when the judge went, "Now we needed you to move around more," I was going, "The poor guy did Suspicious Minds. What was he going to do?"
Like we mentioned before with Eric, not every Elvis song was poke salad. There was times where Elvis did poke salad and he didn't even move.
Right. How about, I've seen guys we all do it. We've all probably done more moves during You've Lost That Loving Feeling than Elvis did in his entire career. And it's just, because sometimes you're trying to figure, what do I got to do? But it's funny, but it's true. It's true.
It is. 100%
I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. Yeah.
Now let's go back to this because we have been going over an hour. Normally it's only an hour, but tonight we're going to go as long as we want. It's my show, and I'll do it whatever.
I'm retired. I'm retired. I got all the time.
Yeah, so am I.
I got to be up by 7 o'clock.
All right, we'll cut it for Eric.
Yeah.
So there was we talked about a lot of things. You know, I like transparency at festivals, especially. One thing that I personally feel is that on a score sheet, it's going to be hard. I don't know how to say this, but I think they should be looking more. They should change these judging score sheets based on Elvis instead of an overall generic score sheet. I think they should factor them as Elvis. Was he entertaining? Was he singing in pitch? How did he look? Did he look, but not look based on, you know, Cody Slaughter, Dean Z, Bill Cherry? Did he look like Elvis? Was he fit for the suit that he was wearing? You know, how do you feel like about the score sheets in general? Dan Barella.
Well, and it's funny because they're different festival to festival. The Rosie's here. Rosie has an opinion.
Hi, Rosie.
Say hi, Rosie. Hi, everybody. All right, Rosie's going now. Okay, hold on. She just saw herself. Rosie's going to mommy.
Speaking about Rosie,
Bye, everybody.
She was in the video that we recorded for the Tweed Gospel Show.
Yeah, that's right. She was. It was.
And I cut that part out, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't even remember the question.
The score sheets.
Yeah.
The score sheets. Do you feel that they should be aimed more towards Elvis in an actual direct form?
They should be. I mean, you know, we're being judged against Elvis, but it's a lot of these things are easier said than done. You know, it's eventually.
There's no easy
there
fix.
Should be a book that the judges should have a book and said, okay, you know, Dan Barella is doing the 70s. Let me go through the page, like the last 10 pages of this book, and see the suits. Should they have that kind of a knowledge?
Well, you would hope, but listen, I was in a contest one time, and the judge was a local celebrity. And afterwards, I was having a drink, and he wasn't sitting too far from me. And I heard the judge go,
Dan, did you look like you look now, or did you have your hair and everything?
No, I had the hair. I look very different. This gray hair has been here since I'm 34 years old. But so, and I hear the guy go like this, talking about the contest. I voted for the fat guy. He made me laugh. Just like that. And I was like, you got guys up here singing their heart out, putting the work in and everything. And the judge they hired put someone in the top 3 because he was the fat guy that made him laugh. And unfortunately, that's life. There's going to be people out there that are going to see things like that. And, you know, you're always at the mercy of whoever's filling out the score sheets. So I guess there's really no quick fix. I mean, I think most of the judges are good and they try hard, but you're always going to get that 1 or 2 people, you know.
Well, I agree with you. And I always say to everybody, you know, these judges have a hard job. But they're sitting there all night listening to guys, listening to songs.
It's hard.
And sometimes songs, the same song 100 times. And they have to circle a number. I just think that, one, I like when they comment because it helps the performer. If you did something that didn't impress them, at least you know what it is you can improve on. And also, going back, all the festivals want our songs well in advance. How hard is it to get these guys, all the judges, all those songs from Elvis, singing them, and they should study that. I mean, it's a list of songs from all the competitors to get it on a stick.
Eric, you ruined that whole thing because you're the last guy. You gave them the songs the day before.
Well, I understand that, but then I would have to, you know, then I have to take my punishment when I get up there. But it's not hard if you give the song list to the judges and they watch videos of Elvis doing it. And hey, and at the time when that guy shows up there, you know, and he stands on stage, I mean, you look at him and how's this look? How does he, you know, is he portraying Elvis to his best? I mean, obviously, we're not everyone's as thin as Elvis was. You know, a lot of us spend a lot of money in our suits.
You know, speak for yourself. I'm as thin as Elvis from 1970 if you triple him up.
Yeah.
78 Elvis.
78 Elvis, yeah. So, you know, like, there's ways of doing it. And obviously, I guess the festivals, I mean, I know they do their best, I'm sure. But Dan's right. I mean, it's I don't know how, it's not an easy fix.
Yeah.
You know, Eric, someone just commented right now, which I want to say
I saw that,
Terry.
Yep.
Terry McDonald,
Hello,
ladies
Terry.
and gentlemen. Jesse Aaron's wife. Terry, first of all, I love you. I miss you, hon. Hopefully we can all party
I love
again
Terry.
soon.
I love him.
You know, she just said something that I find that I've wanted to tell people, but as a competitor, it's so hard to come and say this at a festival, which, as I said, this chat tonight is not directed at any,
No,
direct
definitely
festival.
not. It's
We're
generalizations.
having a chat. We're having a chat, and we want all the world to be a part of it. She said something that really hit home, because how do you feel about the Elvis festivals creating their own, deliberating about the singers?
But that's kind of like what they do. They do that on American Idol, right? I mean,
that's exactly it.
I guess it wouldn't hurt to let them talk amongst each other. But you know what? Someone's always going to see vanilla ice cream as their favorite, and someone else is going to say, no, strawberry is my favorite. So I guess it's a good idea, but
then
will
at
it
that
help?
point there, you can pull
Will
out
it
the
help?
judging. Like I've
Yeah.
spoken about this before with a mutual friend of ours, Dan, and we spoke about this. But how cool would it be if you got 4 judges sitting at a table like a jury, and they go, "Oh, you know, Eric gave you a 10, Tony gave you a 4, or no, sorry, Eric gave you a 10, Tony gave you a 10, Dan gave you a 10, but Bruno gave you a 1. Why did you give him a 1?
Explain it. Yeah.
Explain it. Give them a reason."
I've said that. I mean, that was an idea. I said it might not be a bad idea. You know, being able to sit, you know, like if you're judged by 12 people in front of in a courtroom, you know, why can't we be judged by 4 people that have to sit there and debate whether, you know, that what number should.
I just found out that as Graceland rules, there's no deliberation allowed. So I could totally understand that. But all the other
They make up the
festivals,
rules.
They make the rules for EPE. But out of, let's say, 100 festivals, 1,000 festivals around the world, only 50% of them are EPE run. How come? What would stop them from doing a deliberation? Why was Dan Barella's Suspicious Minds any better than my Suspicious Minds kind of thing?
The only problem with it would be the fact that there's just not enough time. They need to bring a lot of competitors to make the festival successful. So it's very hard if they're going to sit there and deliberate for 5 minutes each person.
Yeah.
It's going to take up a lot of time.
A lot of time.
I mean, the
there's a
festivals
time
have to.
constraint.
Yeah, so this is where it becomes a bit tricky. But I mean, there's definitely, you know, I think the festivals need to just work on that. I mean,
So
we're
would it be possible
paying
to
to come.
deliberate the finals, where you got 5 guys in each category?
Well, yeah, obviously you're a lot less guys. Obviously, you know what I mean. Definitely.
You know, I just saw a comment right now. If you guys look at your screen,
I
a
can't
lot of
read it all.
producers don't follow rules.
Well,
and
again, you know,
it's sad.
that's a whole nother conversation, isn't it?
But exactly, we're gonna get into that another day. Right now, I
You'll
just
have to
wanna
have us
talk
back
about the
on.
festivals.
Me and
Yeah,
Dan
I'm
can
gonna
keep you
need-
busy all night.
I'm gonna have to bring Dan and Eric back on, and we have to bring Jesse Aaron on too, because that's probably gonna be a riot on its own.
Yeah, you don't need me and Dan if you have Jesse.
You know,
love him.
This is all. I'm doing mine next year. You know, we gotta. I think the Elvis festivals in general. I think the one thing that they need to do, and this is personally, guys, if the two of you feel something different, I think, and there is festivals that do this, and there's a reason why they're successful, and people keep on going back and they're growing. But I think they need to turn around and ask the ETAs, what can we do better? What did we do wrong? How do we progress? Because I think doing that, the ETAs won't be shy. They can't be shy, because if you keep on telling someone, you did a great job, they're going to continue making the same mistake. But if you could turn to someone on an honest note and say, you know what, Dan, your glasses, you shouldn't have wore them. That was a real stupid move.
You got to be honest with people.
I'm honest with you.
And that's
as a person, you'll make sure you take off your glasses.
Where are you? I can't see.
But you'll remember that the next time you go on stage, you won't wear those glasses. I think that the Elvis festivals should ask the ETAs, or you know what, get a box with a piece of paper. You write down your comments, pop it in the box, just to feel. What do you guys feel about that? We'll start with Dan.
Yeah, it's true. I always say I have friends that I would give a kidney to. Go that close in any aspect, not just in singing, that might think they're better at things than they actually are, but because they have people who care about them always building them up, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But then when they get into an open forum and strangers are judging them, the comments they're getting are harsh, and they're like, my mother said I was great. My wife says I'm great. My brother says I'm great. And I'm like, you're not really that great. Listen.
And my mom is watching right now, and she told me I was special from day one.
There you go.
She didn't mean it the same way that everybody else does.
No one is more honest with me than my wife. I'll sing a song, and she'll be like, no, not really. I took years ago in Toronto, I came off stage, and he's a good buddy of mine, Mark Anthony. I sang 2 songs. I sang My Way and Patch It Up. He said, hey, My Way was good. He goes, but don't ever sing Patch It Up in public ever again. And I went back and I watched the video, and I was terrible. And he was right. But he was honest with me because he's my friend. But I'd rather have someone do that to me than him say, oh, you were great. Then I go out there and it's like, I'm not great. You got to be, it goes back to being honest with yourself. And if your friends really care about you, there's nothing wrong with being honest and say, listen, A+ for effort. I will give anyone A+ for trying. But sometimes the end result isn't exactly what you expect it to be. And I'm not saying to hurt someone, but if they want an honest opinion, give them an honest opinion. Because I would rather you hear it from me than you go out and strangers and hurt your feelings. You know what I mean? Because it's not coming from a bad place with me.
The average fan will not hurt your feelings.
No, they're wonderful. They're great.
The Elvis fans are just great. They'll never hurt your feelings because they love the entertainment. They love what you're doing.
And they keep us working. We do it for the fans. Yep.
And
keeping Elvis alive.
It looks like Eric is doing some insulation or drywall right now.
Sorry, I'm in my garage.
Will you stop smoking? I got to get you 2 guys to stop smoking.
But hey, I got to say also though, we're talking about that, and I love the fans, but the judges too. They're not always gonna be able to get it right. I mean, there's always gonna be a fan that might be upset. Every fan has their favorites.
Of course.
And if their favorite didn't win, they're always going to think that the other person was worse than that person or whatever. So that stuff's always going to happen. I mean, and that's fine.
That's life.
It's great because the fans do support everybody without a doubt. It doesn't mean they don't have to have their favorites or they're not allowed to have their favorites. It's a very tricky thing. I mean, and sometimes you just got to go there. And I always say if you can't take the heat, stay out of the fire.
You got to be able to take criticism. You have to be
got to be able to take it if you want to get better at it.
100%.
I put my worst scores when I see my scores, and then when I get my sheets and I see all the numbers, I get my worst ones and I put those at the top. Those are the first ones I want to read. I don't want to know what I did well because obviously maybe that's what my tribute is. Those are things I did that but I want to know why that one judge didn't like or what they didn't like, so I can learn for next time.
100%. Ree. If there's anybody that's your worst critic, it's me, and you know that. We've worked together a million times. I've told you what you were good. I told you when you suck, and
100%.
It's the way, and you've told me a million times. We have someone watching right now that I just want to bring up this situation. In Windsor, I was competing at a festival, and it was like a 4-year break or a 2-year break that I stopped competing. I was going through some personal times, and I got asked to go back to this festival and compete in Windsor. And I was actually quite nervous. First time competing in a pro category, not knowing of what the heck is going to go on, who's competing. And Jesse Aaron was there. Jesse and Terry were there. And Jesse is the kind of person that I've known for a long time. I was a little kid when I knew him. When we met, I was a giant pain in his ass. And, sorry, did I say ass? Sorry, I said that twice. And the thing is that I've known to know his and Terry's character. So when someone's bad, it's very hard for Jesse to hide it. But he'll hide it as good as he can. But I could tell by looking at him. And when I came off a stage the first day, Jesse sort of, oh, yeah, you did good job. And I sort of, okay, and I knew to myself, okay, I got to step it up. Then the second day, he looked at me, goes, oh, that was good. And then the minute I made the finals, I actually got a compliment from him, which is very rare to get a compliment from Jesse Aaron. And he gave me a compliment. And sure enough, his compliment actually was, I won. I ended up winning the contest. And it was a great ego boost kind of thing to know that every day in the festival, I got better to the point that I got a compliment in general. And that was
Well,
awesome.
Jesse's not violent in that. He doesn't mean anything. He's helped me
No, he
out, and he's
doesn't.
given me some, pointers. And he's good that way. So, there's a lot
Jesse
of
is
EPs
awesome
that.
that way. If he thinks
Yeah,
you're ugly and stupid, he'll tell you you're ugly and stupid.
yeah,
But if
we know that.
if you can't be honest with yourself, there's no point trying to take criticism with other people. And I believe that everybody, especially the Elvises, if you're gonna walk off stage and ask me how I did, I'm gonna tell you. And Eric knows just as well as anybody else. I will tell you.
Don't ask.
And it's my opinion. So if you don't want my opinion, don't ask. Now, we're going to end this off properly. Guys, if there was one thing you could change about all the Elvis festivals in general, what would you change? We're going to start this one off with Dan because I sort of got an idea to know what Eric is going to say. Dan, this is all you.
To change about the festivals. Oh, gosh. I don't know. I guess a pet peeve with me is exclusivity. And sometimes it seems that there's cliques. And I've never been one into cliques. Like you guys know, I run after parties. I work for Sherry,
yes, you do.
for Sherry Management. I'm very fortunate. Jason gives me a lot of work. Ronnie Craig has hired me. I'm working for him this year. Kurt Brown in the past. I don't want to leave anyone out, but
Nick Perkins.
And my thing, Nick, yeah, I've seen it. And my thing is always including everyone because I remember tribute artists years ago. We were at a festival, and of course, I showcase the headliners. That's my job to do that. But there might be a guy. Maybe this is his first festival, and maybe he brought 30 relatives, 30 ticket-paying relatives to see him, and I include him. And I remember he said, "Can I sing?" I said, "Sure." He's like, "Really?" I said, "You're an ETA. You're part of this festival, right?" I said, "Get up here." You will never see at one of my festivals just having my boys up there. I include everyone, and I would hope that all the festivals would be inclusive like that. And of course, we know the headliners are there, and we know who the people are there to see. But when you have the opportunity to extend to someone who's new to it, or maybe who doesn't know anyone, go out of your way, help the guy. You know, just be better. That's how I live. You know, so and that's. Other than that, I love the festival. I love meeting the fans, and that's the important thing. The people who are commenting or watching, give them 100%. Because some of these fans can only make one festival a year. They're saving up all year to come, and you should give them 100%. You know, and be accessible. Talk with them. You know, that's what it's all about.
You know what? Commenting on that, Dan, I believe there's no big stage or small stage. There's no event that's small.
You're right.
I think
Exactly.
that tribute artists should not hold back.
100% all the
If
time.
you reach up here, hit it every single time because you don't know who's going to be there. You don't know whose life you're going to impact. So give it 100%.
I'm laughing. Jesse Aaron said, in most cases, I ignore my boys and I cater to other people.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are good at that, Dan. I won't lie.
And Richard Wolf says we tell him he stinks all the time.
So, Eric,
yeah.
You know, I sort of have an intuition about something you're going to say.
I plead the
fifth. If there was one thing you could change about the festivals, what would you change?
You know what? This is another hour show. Listen, the festivals are phenomenal. They work very hard. I mean, I know they.
Question.
Hold on, because I know they work very hard, and I know they need to sell tickets, and that's going to be the priority, because obviously to put on a festival is very. I mean, Bruno, you and I know when we put on shows, the work that goes involved doing a show one night, running a festival with 40 tribute artists, 50 tribute artists. There's a lot. Obviously, I think sometimes I think the judging lacked. I mean, sometimes they maybe don't focus on it as much. Where it's something I guess that is important. I mean, bottom line is the fans they're coming, and and we want to entertain them 1,000,000%. They deserve every ETA's best tribute to Elvis, and I think all the guys, we all go there trying to do that. And obviously, we want to win competitions. Obviously, unfortunately, that's part of the game. We want to win, but I've never been a sore loser to it. But what did you think I was going to say, Bruno?
I was completely wrong. And I just sent that in a private chat to Dan and you, and I'm like, I guess I was wrong.
I'm laughing not to interrupt you, but Jesse Aaron chimed in. He goes, because a lot of times I know my friends don't want to sing. And the worst thing you could say to me at an after party is, listen, I don't feel good. I don't want to sing. Like if Bruno says that to me, the first guy I'm calling up is Bruno.
Yeah, you've done that to me
just to bust in chops. I love putting you guys on this. I know.
Yes.
So, Eric, I thought you were going to mention this because you're the guy who always brings this up to me. So I'm going to be the one to say this of how I feel. If there was one thing I would change about the Elvis festivals, what would I change? Now, this one here, ladies and gentlemen, is in general. I'm saying this one pretty well to every festival out there. You guys are all lacking the one biggest thing. It seems like every festival under the sun forgot about the one most important thing. And if
Elvis
you want to know
himself.
what that is, it is
Elvis himself.
Presley.
Yes.
We are all there for Elvis.
I you know what, Bruno? I thought okay. I was going along with that in that sense. I've been to a festival, and they had a tribute when Elvis came on stage and stuff, and there wasn't a dry eye in the place. I mean, we actually don't do enough for him first before the tribute artists because we're not Elvis. So I always say we definitely have to do a little bit more in regards to highlighting Elvis. I mean, bottom line is that's why we're all there. I mean, we look kind of silly walking around the streets with jumpsuits.
Jesse said free alcohol. It would help too.
If there, look, I'm going to be honest. I've been to a festival. I've been to a lot of festivals where they did something to pay homage to Elvis. They play videos. They'll do something to keep him alive. But I went to an Elvis festival once, ladies and gentlemen. This is truth on God. I went to an Elvis festival where they had surround sound music around the whole festival, and they were playing another tribute artist CD.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. We're not here for the Dan Barella Festival. We're not here for the Eric Evangelista Festival. Not the Bruno Festival.
Absolutely
No
not.
one festival. We're there for Elvis Presley. Besides putting his picture on a poster or his name on a banner, I find that the Elvis festivals sort of walked away from the Elvis and they moved into sort of an image. Like, sorry, that was Jesse Aaron's comment.
I
Dan,
just read it.
If you want to read it, you can.
It says if there was free booze at the festivals, Richard Wolf would be at every one. we love you,
God,
Richard.
I can't read these
we
chats.
love you. We love you.
But it's true, Bruno. You're right. You know what? That's definitely always
Jesse
been
said that, not me.
It's always been a little bit of a pet peeve. I don't think we do. I mean, I know they work hard, and I know they do everything for the tribute artists. But yeah, we have to always remember, play homage to the reason we gather in the first place.
It's an honor.
So, yeah.
It's a privilege to do it. I mean, to put the wig, the makeup, the jumpsuit to get on stage. I consider myself blessed and lucky to be able to do that. And for people to come and see it, I mean, you got to count your blessings. This is a thrill for me. It's a genuine treat. You know?
It is 100%. We
I
love the
always
fans. I mean, we love.
Yeah,
the Elvis
never
fans.
take anything for granted. Never take it for granted.
Hey, gentlemen,
It's crazy how we can gather.
Richard commented on Jesse Aaron's alcohol festival. He said if he would be the only winner.
Terry Aronson was still roasting. The comments are killing me.
It would. I believe that the festivals need more. If it's an Elvis festival, it needs Elvis, not Elvis tribute artists. It needs Elvis. as the base of the festival, then it's like a tree. Without that stump, none of the branches could stand.
Yep.
If it's a music festival, Elvis is there. He's just there on a branch with every other singer and musician. But if you're basing your festival as an Elvis festival, I believe the first thing should be Elvis.
I
You know
agree.
what? No offense to their headliners. Let it be an ultimate. Let it be a non-pro, a pro. Look, let it be Priscilla Presley herself. I believe that if it's an Elvis festival, it should be about Elvis. First and foremost.
Well, just remember, Bruno, the fans are Elvis fans first.
Of course.
And then tribute artists. I mean, and, like I said, but the fans are Elvis fans. That's why they come. So, I agree. You know what? That's a very good point, anyways.
But nonetheless, gentlemen, we've been going on for about an hour and 40 minutes now. We lost numbers. We gained all the numbers back, which is awesome. I'm happy. I want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight.
Hey, Dan, we're on overtime.
Is my forehead really this big? Because I'm looking at my picture. All night, I'm like, why hasn't anyone told me? This is what I mean. Be honest with me. Look, my God, is it really this big? Does it look this big when the wig is on? Because I'm going to pull it down to here now. Oh, my God. Look.
I'm trying to hide my chins, Dan. Don't worry.
I'm not a kid. I got a few years left. So that's all
Guys,
right. But anyway.
I grow a beard just to cover my fourth chin.
That's right.
My wife just said your forehead is that big. See, there's the honesty. There's the honesty. That's what we need.
True love. True love.
Ruben Costello said, well, it's
thanks, Ruben. All right, don't get me started, Ruben. Nah, we love Ruben. Ruben's a good guy.
It's not a Jesse Aaron said, it's not a 4-head, it's a 5-head.
I know. Mark Agnon says it's an 8-head. He says I look like the statues on Easter Island. It's okay. It's all right. You got to laugh at yourself. Make fun of yourself. You'll be much happier.
Oh, trust me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've worn jumpsuits on stage where it was literally not even little Joey's business to put on, and they were 12 sizes too small for me.
First time I met you, you were a kid with your little black slip-ons with your blue jumpsuit. I remember that, right? I remember you had little black slip-on shoes. I remember. It was great.
Yeah, those were good days.
Yeah. Were they though?
Are they?
All good fun, man. All good fun.
I was wearing my Blue Owl jumpsuit, and I was wearing a pair of black loafers.
Yeah, he had his Caruso shoes on.
Guys, it was Collingwood Elvis Festival. I was in my boots all week.
It's funny. I never forget
I
that.
had no choice. But
I never
regardless,
forget
gentlemen, first off, on behalf of myself and all the fans, I want to thank you personally for coming on the show tonight. The comments that we got are incredible. People are just loving the show tonight, getting a little bit of that inside scoop. Once again, Elvis Festival's watching. It was nothing directed directly to you. It was directed in general. It was nothing personal to anybody.
I love all the festivals, and I wish them all success. And there's room for all of us. Just have fun, entertain. It's about the fans. It's about the fans. That's what it's about.
It's about the Elvis fans.
It is
Elvis and Elvis fans.
Guys, the fans.
Yeah,
Elvis and Elvis fans.
Dan, you don't go live that often, so tonight was a real treat. Eric doesn't go live, period.
No.
And the reason Eric doesn't
Well,
go
you
live
can see why now, right? Look at him. It's
I don't have Dan's forehead.
Eric actually made a comment to me one day, and he goes, Eric, come to my house. We live so close. We're together all the time anyways. Come to my house. Let's do a live feed. He goes, Bruno, if I got to do a live feed, I got to do it at 5 o'clock in the morning. He goes, because you took all the airtime.
But Bruno,
have enough time for me.
Bruno, there's going to be a big reveal from Bruno that I'm involved with this year, right? He's doing, we should. It's a top secret thing now, but or is it? And Bruno's.
I have no idea.
Bruno's doing something for me. Doing something
yeah. We'll keep that on the hush for now.
Okay.
And you know what, Dan? We'll make it on Facebook Live.
We will.
If you want.
We'll do the reveal.
We'll do a Facebook Live reveal.
Sounds good.
You want to laugh, Dan? Imagine what kind of friends you have beside you. Well, beside me on the I don't know on your screen how it looks, but let me do this. Okay. Imagine what kind of a friend you have beside you that he said, I'm not allowed to do nothing until he approves it.
Yo, mad love. Mad love.
Mad love, bro. I told you I
Mad
got your
love.
back.
I love you, Eric. I love you
The
too,
project,
Bruno. I love you
I got
guys.
your back, buddy.
So
I
the
can't wait.
project is being overlooked by Eric, so you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
And we will announce
I
it
have
soon.
I have full confidence in you, Bruno.
I
Full
know you
confidence.
do.
It's coming around.
Thank you for having me on. This was fun.
Yeah.
And like you said,
guys, Bruno,
nothing personal.
Guys, before we leave, I'm going to bring you guys on one, just for one. I'm going to ask you guys one question now. If you could leave the fans, and I'm going to do this separately. If you could leave the fans with some word of encouragement over this pandemic, what are you going to tell them? Dan, it's all on you.
Better days lie ahead. Just better days lie ahead. I don't think any of us expected this, and it's nothing we've ever faced before. But just my fate tells me that better days lie ahead. It might take us a while to get to that point where we all need to be, but we will get there. And you just God bless you all, and just do whatever is comfortable for you to do. Don't let someone else dictate to you what you're comfortable with. That's just what you do. You know, love you guys.
Thank you so much, Dan Barella. Ladies and gentlemen from Staten
Thanks,
Island,
Bruno.
that's Dan Barella. Dan, wait for me in the green room and we'll be right back. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Eric Evangelista. Eric, if you got to leave the fans with a word of encouragement over this pandemic, what are you going to tell them?
Well, tell them just remember the last time we all gathered, and it will happen again. We'll get past this, I'm sure. I'm sure we're resilient enough to get through this one way or another. And please stay safe. Keep your family safe so we can reunite together and gather for Elvis again one day soon. And thank you to you, Bruno, Dan, Barella. I enjoy. I love them. And one more time, my deepest condolences again to the Jason's family right now going through this. I know we laughed a little bit today and maybe it felt a little bit wrong, but again, I wish them all the best through this all. And again, but to the fans, I love you. Thank you so much for loving Elvis and loving us. So we'll see each other soon again.
Eric, thank you so much. Stay in the green room and I'll be right back. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Eric Evangelista and Dan Barella. Dan from Staten Island, New York, and Eric from Barrie, Ontario, Canada. You know, I hope we brought a little bit of news, a little bit of something to your houses about the festivals. To all the festival producers out there, please, as I said, what we said, just let it roll off your shoulders. It's all in good criticism. It's nothing in a negative way because it's up to you guys to keep Elvis's name alive and for us to show it on stage. It's a team effort. So if you guys don't succeed, we don't succeed. If we don't succeed, you don't. So that's how it is with us. All of our fans, everybody watching, it was a great honor and privilege to have you guys all on the show. Jason and your family, that video that I produced will be accessible on YouTube. So if anybody wants to look it up, go on my YouTube channel. The video is on there of the tribute video that I produced. It will be accessible as of tomorrow morning. I set a timer on that. So Jason, rest in peace. Rest in peace, our brother. Heidi, we love you. Anything you need, you could always message us with open arms. So one more time, ladies and gentlemen, you guys, it's been such a pleasure to have you. Vince Laviola, how you doing, my brother? I hope you're doing well. I do a podcast every Monday night. So every Monday, 7 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, here on Facebook and YouTube, the Quarantine Hour. So once again, I want to thank my sponsor. Let's run her commercial one more time for the Penticton Elvis Festival, and we'll be right back. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, that's the Penticton Elvis Festival, sponsor of the Quarantine Hour. Remember, they rescheduled due to COVID-19. There has been a rescheduling for June 23rd through to the 26th of 2022. So call, move your tickets, call your hotel, your accommodations, get that all changed for next year. Hopefully, I will see you there. As I said, I love the festival. And I love all the festivals. On behalf of myself, Dan Perella, Eric Evangelista, we do love your festivals. Let's just have fun all together kind of thing. Let's work together and make these festivals even bigger and better. But that's it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You guys watched almost 2 hours of the Quarantine Hour, an hour and 50 minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching tonight and joining me here in my studio, Dan in his kitchen, in his dining room, and Eric in his garage. While we're here on the Quarantine Hour, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'm Bruno Nesci. Until next time, have a great night and stay safe.
Thank you.